It's interesting to be able to revisit a character again and to see a different arc in the character. So kind of where Alejandro left off in the past, when you see Matt for the first time in this movie, something's shifted, something's changed, something's maybe a little more deepened a bit, you know, at least on a dirty scale, you know what I mean? He's just a little darker. When I read that script, it was such a good script, and he had grown so much as a writer. And now, having seen movies that he's written since then, it's just better and better and better. And to me, he started out so good with Sicario. And so that was a big pull. You know, it was a different Matt. It wasn't just the same. It wasn't like, hey, we made a lot of money, so let's try to make a lot of money again. It's like, oh, that was a good story, and this is an even better story. There's a groundedness about him, you know? I mean, he's very compassionate. He's very, you know, especially at the end of this movie, you know, you get to see a part of him that you've never seen before. And I like being able to challenge myself in that because, again, you're touching all these different... I love seeing a character with massive hubris who suddenly has to touch vulnerability. And you see that kind of fluctuation. That's fun for me. In short, he needs to create chaos in order to ultimately have justice and control, I think. You know, I mean, he wants the cartels to be fighting against each other because, like he says in the script, with Iraq, when they're good, it's a lot harder because there's solidarity. We need to break up the solidarity in order to be able to control it in whatever way. Benicio has a thing, man, and I think more and more, I'm a huge fan of who he is because he's such a teddy bear. He's such a good, compassionate person, personally, that when I see these roles, he has to be convincing because it's like, I want to not believe him. You know, you see these things and these looks but what I love, and I mentioned this before about Benny, is that Benny can be so menacing, and yet you always feel his heart. It's just there, and it's an incredible thing to watch. There was a shorthand between us, and yet that gets challenged in this movie. So there's a lot of stuff that happens between us, you know, where there's the brethren there, but then we're also on opposite ends of the spectrum because he is working for me ultimately. And then what happened to him in his past, where he was going, and then us beginning a relationship, a professional relationship, and where I was able to take him and almost save him. So all that gets revealed in this film, you know. There's a lot more that's personally revealed in this film between the two of us than that was even touched on in Sicario, you know. Which just makes it more intimate and more personal, and I think you care about these characters more because of it. Isabella, there's something about her, it almost pisses me off because she's so good. I mean, when we had this ambush thing going on and she was under the car and freaking out and all that, and Benny and I looked at each other and we said, we've been trying to do that for 25 years or however long we've been doing it. There's some people who have immediate access, and she has immediate access. And to see that trajectory of scenes between her and Alejandro, I'm very, very, very curious about, you know, extremely curious. I think she's something special, and I can't wait to see what she does with this. Isabella, there's something about her, it almost pisses me off because she's so good. I mean, when we had this ambush thing going on and she was under the car and freaking out and all that, and Benny and I looked at each other and we said, we've been trying to do that for 25 years or however long we've been doing it.
Okay, action movie fans, I've got a list of 10 of the most violent action movies ever made. Coming in at number 10, Dread from 2012, directed by Pete Travis and starring Carl Urban. Number 9, Mel Gibson's Braveheart from 1995. Number 8, 2003's Old Boy, directed by Chan Wook Park. Number 7, Natural Born Killers from 1994, directed by Oliver Stone and starring Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis and Tom Sizemore. Number 6, Sylvester Stallone's John Rambo from 2008. Number 5, Robocop from 1987, starring Peter Weller. Number 4, Battle Royale from 2000, directed by Kinji Fukasaku. Number 3, Martin Scorsese's Casino from 1995, starring Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone and Joe Pesci. Number 2, Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. And number 1, Mel Gibson makes it onto the list again with his 2004 film The Passion of Christ. So, what do you think? Do you agree with this list? Let me know below. To receive all the latest movie trailers the moment they are online, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to also check the notification bell. Bye bye!